you wear your hair smooth and straight, or maybe you're a curly girl like I am, I have 5 tips to help you eliminate frizz. I do want to give a huge shout out to lilysilk for sponsoring this video. This blouse that I'm wearing is by lilysilk and I am in love with it. But I digress. Let's get to the first tip. Now this is a little bit embarrassing, but I'm going to pop up a photo of what my hair looks like when I just jump out of the shower and do nothing with it and just let it air dry. And as you can see, I have a substantial amount of natural frizz. Now whether you have a lot of frizz like I do, or maybe just a little bit, these 5 tips are going to help you to eliminate the frizz just like I did. Tip number 1 starts while you are still in the shower. You're going to want to use a sulfate-free shampoo. Why? Because sulfates are detergents. They are going to strip the natural oils out of your hair, making it dry and frizzy. So find yourself a good sulfate-free shampoo and you will immediately start to see a reduction in frizz. Tip number 2 also takes place in the shower. After you have washed your hair, hopefully with a sulfate-free shampoo, and conditioned your hair, you want to do your final rinse with the coolest water that you can tolerate. Why? Because warm and hot water open the cuticle of the hair, and cool water closes and seals the cuticle, and that will help you to get a much smoother finish when you are styling your hair. Tip number 3 for eliminating frizz happens just as you are getting out of the shower. And I have to admit that for years, I personally was the biggest offender of doing this. I would wrap a big, bulky cotton towel on my head, and then I would kind of scrub it into my hair because I was always in a hurry. Obviously, the friction that this causes is not good for your hair. It not only causes breakage, but it roughs up the cuticle and gives you frizz. I stopped using a bath towel on my head entirely because not only does it rough up those cuticles, but the weight of it pulls at your hair, and your hair is at its most fragile when it's wet, so I just do not use a towel anymore. Ever since I started doing the curly girl method, and if you haven't watched that video, I will link it in the cards above, I have switched exclusively to using a 100% cotton t-shirt to gently blot my hair dry before moving on to the next step. This has dramatically decreased the amount of frizz that I see in my own hair. Tip number 4 for eliminating frizz may sound counterintuitive to you. I know that it did to me. I always thought that air drying my hair was the healthiest option, but as you can see by the photo that I already shared with you, this is what my hair looks like when I air dry. It doesn't look so hot, right? Now, if you happen to have thick, coarse, textured hair like I do, it would take quite a while to blow dry my hair on the cool setting exclusively. So what I do is I start out with warm air, and then the last minute or so, I switch it to cool air. I also use a diffuser because more often than not, I wear my hair curly. With all of that said, I have found personally that if I take a few moments to blow dry my hair instead of letting it air dry, and then follow it up with that cool blast of air, I have substantially less frizz when I'm done styling my hair. Hey, real quick, if you're finding this video helpful, please take a moment and give this video a thumbs up. That way I'll know that you want to see more videos just like this one. Tip number 5. Now, because I have very dry hair, I personally cannot wash my hair every day. So after I go to all of this trouble to get my hair smooth and frizz-free, the last thing that I want to do is wake up looking like this because I have slept on a cotton or a flannel pillowcase and it has made my hair stand on end. I have been sleeping on a silk pillowcase by lilysilk for about 3 weeks now, and it has made a profound difference. How much of a difference? You usually do not see me with my hair straightened. So why do we want to sleep on a silk pillowcase? According to beauty experts and longtime silk users, silk helps keep your hair soft, moisturized, and free of tangles because silk is smooth and has less friction on your delicate hair. Silk is also naturally hypoallergenic, so it's perfect if you have sensitive skin. Something that I personally love about silk is that it is breathable. I have mentioned many times that I personally have frequent hot flashes. I have to have a breathable fabric in my bedding. This silk is light and soft, And it's easy care. Machine wash and hang dry. How easy is that? Something else that I really love from an anti-aging perspective is that unlike cotton pillowcases, silk does not absorb the moisture from your hair and skin. So when you put on that expensive night cream, your pillowcase is not going to absorb it off of your skin and dry you out. I love that about it. Now, aside from the obvious benefits to your skin and your hair of sleeping on a quality silk pillowcase, I have to say from my perspective that now more than ever, we need to pay attention to self-care. Many of us have very stressful lives, and the little bit of time that we can relax is when we are in our bed at night. These pillowcases feel luxurious. I feel like a fancy lady sleeping on these. We spend roughly, if we're lucky, 8 hours a day in bed. The time that we have to relax and have time to ourselves is often a narrow window. So having a luxurious silk pillowcase on your bed just makes you feel better at the end of the day. Besides the silk pillowcases feeling absolutely luxurious, I love the fact that there are benefits as well because it keeps my hair moisturized, it makes my hair shinier and healthier while I sleep. Before I forget, lilysilk was gracious enough to give a discount code so that you can save 12% off of your entire order site-wide. I will link that in the description box below. I want to share the two colors that I chose for my bedding because I'm getting ready to switch my bedding from my winter comforter over to my summer comforter, so I got a pillowcase to go with each. The first color that I picked is this gorgeous, soft, gray. I want to mention that these pillowcases have a hidden zipper, so they look very finished and polished. Now, if you watch my channel regularly, you know that I love the color blue, and I love this shade of blue. This is going to match my summer bedding perfectly. Another reason that I chose the blue pillowcase by lilysilk is because they have these beautiful silk hair scrunchies. Whenever I do the curly girl method in particular, I do not wash my hair every day, and I want to preserve the curl that I have worked so hard to achieve without the frizz. Besides the fact that these scrunchies are made out of a quality silk, I love the colors and the patterns, and there are several to choose from. Something that I think lilysilk did particularly well is in this set you get multiple sizes of scrunchies. So if you have thinner hair, you could easily use this one, and then they graduate up and get bigger. Now, I have big, thick, crazy hair, so I'm sure that I will be sleeping with the biggest one in this set. And not for nothing, as a girly girl, I love the fact that these are both functional and pretty. Now that we've covered the 5 tips to help you eliminate frizz from your hair, I want to share 2 additional lilysilk pieces with you, starting with the blouse that I have on. And I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't show you the gorgeous box that it came in. This is a nice sturdy box, and I'm going to keep this and put stationery supplies in. But I digress about this blouse. On the lilysilk website, they're calling this the contrast piping silk willow shirt. It is 100% pure mulberry silk. It is available in sizes extra small through XXL, and it does come in 2 additional colorways. There's a beautiful white with a contrast trim. There's also black with a contrast trim. I had a hard time deciding, but I really love navy, so I chose this one. This gorgeous blouse also has super easy care instructions. You just machine wash cold and then hang to dry. I love the feel of this mulberry silk in particular. It is not slippery or slick. It is very lightweight and breathable. This is actually a crepe de chine silk. It is wrinkle resistant. I love that about it. What drew me to this particular blouse on the lilysilk website is that it is Art Deco inspired, and I think that you can really see it with this fun contrast piping on the pointed collar, and then that contrast is repeated on this elegant French cuff. I love a French cuff. This does have a button closure. I can button this all the way at the neck. I personally like to have it open as a V-neck. This blouse is a relaxed fit. I am wearing my true size, which is a size small. I have plenty of room without it looking boxy. It has a beautiful drape. I always appreciate when a blouse has these little side slits. I think it helps with that drape. I love this particular color combination. I wear cognac shoes a lot, so I knew that I would be able to pair this top with a number of different outfits. I wanted to point out that lilysilk also has a huge assortment of pieces on their website, including pajamas and even complete bedding sets. I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't mention that lilysilk is also environmentally conscious. Lilysilk works hand in hand with the world-renowned recycling company Theresa, and they are committed to zero waste production. Even the fabric remnants are used to make things like silk scrunchies and silk eye masks. I love that about them. The mulberry trees used to make these luxurious lilysilk pieces actually requires less water to grow than cotton. Lilysilk uses natural fibers rather than synthetic and goes to great lengths to keep all of the lilysilk products clean and toxin-free. On the lilysilk website, they're calling this the vintage polka dot silk scarf. I love this so much. This comes in 4 different colorways, and again, I had a really hard time deciding, but because these colors are so popular right now, I went with this kind of mustard yellow with this pop of blue. Not going to lie, I love how I'm learning about all of the different types of silk. So this one is 100% charmeuse silk. It is easy care, machine wash cold, and hang to dry. As soon as I saw this fun polka dot scarf, I could think of a number of ways that I wanted to try this on. My very first thought was to wear my hair curly and wear this in my hair because this would definitely pop against my brunette hair. I also thought that it would be fun to tie this around a fun summer floppy hat and to put this on the handle of a handbag or even fold it up and tie it around the wrist for a little accent. Now, unlike the mulberry silk blouse that I have on, this does have that slick, slippery feel, but I think it will make it drape beautifully no matter how you choose to use it. Now that I've shared 5 tips with you on how you can eliminate fringe, why do we want to eliminate fringe? I'm all about the fringe. I love the feel and weight of this mulberry silk. This is not a slick, slippery silk. That is a mouthful. Let me try that again. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, be sure and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Pop over to Instagram and follow me over there. I would love to have you as a part of that community. I'm going to pop up a couple of my previous videos here, and I will see you next time.